You work, you try, you read smart books, you watch motivational videos, you make plans, and yet you're standing still. 2 years go by, 3, 5, and you're still in the same place, same money, same results. It feels like climbing up an escalator that's going down. Your legs are pumping like crazy, but you're not getting any closer to where you want to be. Sound familiar? This isn't about laziness. It's not about lack of opportunity, and it's not about bad luck. This is about thinking errors, bugs in your life's code. They run in the background. They don't crash the system. They just quietly drain resources and leave you with zero output. And here's the worst part. You can't see them because they look normal. Because most people around you have the exact same bugs. And when everyone's got the same issues, it stops looking like a collection of bugs. Then other people's success starts looking like unfair luck. But that's not it. You're about to see why. Bug number 1, the complaint loop. I put this first on purpose because it's the most invisible, and that's exactly what makes it the most dangerous. This isn't about someone screaming at the world about their problems. This is about the quiet, almost ritualistic listing of everything that's wrong. Traffic on the way to work, boss again, coworker as usual, weather's off, salary's too small, prices going up, politics suck, neighbors are loud. Seems harmless, right? Just letting off steam, everyone complains. Yeah, everyone complains, and that's exactly why so many people live the way they live. Here's what actually happens when you complain. You train your brain to see yourself as a victim of circumstances. This isn't a figure of speech. These are literally neural pathways that get stronger with every repetition. 5 minutes of complaining, and you've slipped a bit deeper into this is happening to me mode instead of I'm doing this myself mode. Another 5, and it's a habit. Another month, and you're talking about your life exclusively in passive voice. I'm unlucky. I'm not valued. It doesn't work out for me. Not a single verb where you're the one taking action, just victim and circumstances around her. Complaining doesn't change reality. It changes you, and not in a direction you're going to like. It's a slow process, invisible, but irreversible if you don't stop it. Bug number 2, emergency safety mode, or calling it what it is, cowardice dressed up as prudence. Everything is risky. Not a lot of things, not some things, absolutely everything. Marriage is risky. Not getting married is risky too. Starting a business is risky. Working for someone your whole life is also risky. Investing money is risky. Keeping it under the mattress is risky, just differently. Having kids is risky. Not having them is risky in another way. See the pattern? Here's the final perspective on this. None of us are getting out of here alive. That's the real, unchangeable risk, biological, built into the contract at birth with no right to appeal. Against that backdrop, everything else is just a choice between try and don't try. And only one of those options gives you a shot at something interesting. Bug number 3, decision paralysis. And here's something that surprises a lot of people. An indecisive person doesn't look weak. Often they look careful, thoughtful, smart. They sit on the fence saying, I'm gathering information, or I'm not ready yet, or I need to think about it. Sounds reasonable. But after a while, the fence starts growing into the spot where you're sitting on it, and then it's not clear anymore, are you on the fence or is the fence in you? Life isn't a problem with one right answer at the back of the textbook. It's a series of decisions, most of which will turn out good enough or usefully wrong. A wrong decision gives you data. No decision gives you nothing, just the feeling that time is slipping away while you're weighing it. You know what's funny? The people who are most afraid of making mistakes, those are exactly the ones who make the fewest mistakes. Not because they're smarter, but because they do almost nothing. 0 attempts, 0 mistakes. Perfect track record. Pick a direction, any direction, and go that way at full speed. If it turns out wrong, the road will show you where to turn. And if you don't move at all, no road will appear. That's law, not motivation. Bug number 4, constant anxiety mode. And here, I promise to say something that most people talking about anxiety don't say. Ready? Anxiety itself isn't a bug. It's just a signal, like a warning light on your car's dashboard. The bug starts when you park the car just so the light won't come on again, or drive in circles looking for a route where it goes off. Meaning you don't risk anything, don't start anything, don't go anywhere. That's when the signal turns into a prison. Anxiety really wants you to feed it. It asks, let's run through the scenario again. Now again. Now let's add details and a pinch of catastrophe. It's a hungry pet. The more attention, the bigger the appetite. I'm not saying just don't be anxious. That's advice on the level of just be happy. I'm saying something else. Stop building your life around it. Notice it, nod at it, and keep going. It's not the commander. It's just noise in the headphones. You can turn down the noise. Focus on the music. Bug number 5, negativity filter. And here, I want to separate two things people constantly confuse, because if I don't separate them, this sounds like think positive, which is a whole different and way less useful story. Critical thinking is valuable. Being able to see risks is a skill. Pessimism is neither. Pessimism is a perception bug. It's when someone looks out the window and instead of the sunset, sees smudges on the glass. When they specifically run up with shining eyes and announce, "I have 5 solid reasons why this won't work," like it's an achievement. Dude, one reason is enough for failure, and you've got 5. That's not analysis, that's collecting misfortunes. But here's the thing, and this is more important than everything up to now, so listen carefully. Your mind is a factory. It runs 24/7, no weekends or sick days, and processes everything you feed it. Every thought, every news story, every conversation, every story you tell yourself before bed. If you start every morning with a barrel of misery, don't be surprised when your day turns out accordingly. You can't bake a cake out of cement, no matter how hard you try. Stand guard at the door of your mind every day. Decide yourself who gets in, because you're the one who has to live with the results of these decisions. Bug number 6, self-blocking. And here, I'm warning you in advance. This is the sneakiest bug of the 7. It's the only one that knows how to disguise itself as a virtue. Remember that. You're about to see why. I'm just being realistic. I don't want to set expectations too high. Well, not everyone can, right? Sounds nice, noble, almost wise. But really, it's just fear dressed up in smart words and an expensive tie. A person with this bug quietly destroys their future every single day, brick by brick. Not dramatically, not loudly, just methodically. They don't try because why bother? It won't work anyway. They don't speak up because who am I to say? They don't start because I'll wait until I'm ready. And readiness, in case you didn't know, doesn't come before you begin. It comes in the process. It's like learning to swim by standing on the shore reading books about hydrodynamics. Confidence isn't the belief that you're the best in the room. It's just knowing that you, your skills, your knowledge are enough. That you have the right to try. That a mistake isn't a death sentence, it's just the next point on the route. You exist. You think. Therefore, you have something to offer. That's enough to start. Bug number 7, 70% indifference. And here's an uncomfortable truth that a lot of people turn away from. This isn't about someone on the couch with a remote. This is about you when you do your work but don't go all the way. When you write a report but don't reread it. When you run a project but don't dive into the details. When you talk to a client but only half listen. Always at 70% because, well, it'll pass, right? And here's what's interesting. It really does pass. You don't get fired. Nobody yells. Life goes on. But here's the catch. You can't float to the top of a mountain. You have to climb, grabbing onto every ledge. And if you're just floating, you're moving wherever the current takes you. And what's down there? That's not your choice. And trust me, you won't like it there. There's a beautiful self-deception that the brain absolutely loves. When I get a normal job, then I'll give it everything. Or when I find the right project, then I'll show what I'm capable of. This is a trap, because then never comes. It's always one step ahead, like a carrot in front of a donkey. And how you do something right now, that's who you are, not future you, real you. If you're doing 70% now, you're a 70% person. And when that normal job or right project comes along, you'll do 70% there too, because that's already become your standard. Give it everything where you are, with what you have right now. This will either open the next door or honestly show you that it's the wrong door. Both results are useful. So, 7 bugs: complaint loop, emergency safety mode, decision paralysis, constant anxiety mode, negativity filter, self-blocking, and 70% indifference. None of them look deadly, especially individually. They all run in the background, quietly draining resources, and they look completely normal because there are tons of people around with the same bugs, and that creates the illusion of normal. What do you do about it? One step, right now. Pick one of the 7, the one that hit hardest, the one that made you a bit uncomfortable. That's yours. And start just noticing when it kicks in. Don't fix it. Don't beat yourself up. Just notice it. Name it. There you are, decision paralysis. I see you. Or, it's you again, anxiety mode. Hey. Sounds stupid? Maybe. Does it work? Yes, because you can't fix a bug you can't see. And what you can see is already half fixed. The only way to win the war for a successful, realized version of yourself is to know exactly which bug you're fighting.